Hello and welcome to another episode of the Forever Fangirls podcast. I am Sheila Amato, and this is my lovely wife, Kimberly. On today's episode, we had the honor of interviewing both Melanie Scrofano and Tim Rozon to talk about Wynonna Earp Vengeance.
And if you didn't already know, the special drops on Tubi, which is a free streaming service, on September 13th. Friday, September the 13th. Just can't miss Friday the 13th, everybody. No. So what does that mean? That means set your calendars, set up your snacks, your popcorn, whatever you want, and make sure you put the captions on, because Sheila and I always miss something if we don't. And then just watch it as many times as you'd like, because you're not only supporting Wynonna Earp's cast and crew, but you're also supporting Tubi.
That's right. And just before we get to the interview, I just wanted to mention that you will hear my voice during the interview, but you won't see my face. And that's due to a technical issue that Tim actually noticed, and my wife explains in the interview. So
I promise you she's there. I promise she's there.
Yes, I am there. So anyway, without further ado, sit back, relax, and enjoy our interview with Melanie Scrofano and Tim Rozon.
Baby girl, did you get my postcard? What do you mean dead? What do you mean Earp? Here I come.
Hi, Mel. Hi, Tim.
Hi.
We're so excited to speak with you about Wynonna Earp Vengeance. I'm Sheila, and this is my wife, Kimberly.
Hi.
So, jumping right in, do you remember where you were when you heard Wynonna Earp was coming back?
Mm-hmm. Tim, where were you?
Hold on one second, though. But can you see two people? Because every time you're talking, I see one person and they're
You're
not.
in speaker view. You have to go to the gallery.
Okay, because it's super funny. Because I think I'm on Kimberly's screen, but I hear somebody else's voice, but Kimberly's mouth's not moving.
Yeah, we have our audio is going through a mixer, so they're both on mine.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
See, this makes it so I don't know how to do this thing. All right. Okay. I apologize. What was the question?
Where were you when you found out about the special?
I'm kind of fortunate. My situation's a little different than everybody else's. I was kind of involved since the beginning. I was kind of there when the talks started happening, and I might have worked together with a certain network executive to try and get this show into the hands and ears of some other important people that can maybe make shows happen. So kind of from the beginning, then I didn't hear anything. And then, of course, I think 2 weeks before we started filming, I heard, we're going, the script is ready. Here you go. And we're finally getting ready to go.
Where were you when you got that call?
I was in Ocala, Florida, and my wife was competing in a horse jumping competition. And my son and I went to get a bagel. And I was in a golf cart with him, and the phone rang, and I got it, and I was super happy.
I was with a certain Kat Burrell in South Africa, and we were working on our film, and and for Tubi, and yeah, and we were so like in it that we just kind of. I remember we lived together. We shared an apartment, and we were sitting at our dining room table, and we just looked across at each other, and we were like, what is happening? I think I got maybe a call first, and I was like, or a text, and yeah, it would have been a text because we were in different time zones, and yeah, we just looked at each other, and we were like, what is this happening? Like, we couldn't, like, when it rains, it pours. And we were just very grateful and in shock.
So when we last
I also know, sorry.
No,
I also know that Jordy Randall from 724, where our producer, is the one that always calls me each year. But every year he's called me, I've already known before he called me. But I still pretend that I haven't heard the news yet and let Jordy tell me.
So when we last saw Wynonna and Doc, they were riding off into the sunset. But Wynonna has always had this responsibility on her shoulders, almost like a weight. And Doc's always been by her side. But now that that's gone, how does that affect her character going forward? And how does it affect the relationship between the two of you?
What do you mean what's gone?
The weight of being responsible to protect everyone, being the heir, because now you have a team that you can trust, that you can lean on.
Yeah. I think part of Wynonna is like, there's a freedom she hasn't felt in a long time, if ever. I think she's finally like, this is what it feels to be a normal person without like the weight of the world on your shoulders. And but then I think it also feels like how I feel when I'm not playing Wynonna. Like, I'm like, what is my purpose? Who am I? What do I matter? And I think she probably feels like she's not very interesting. So I think that she has to put on airs for Doc to still act like she's the wild, important person she once was. And if she can't be as important, because I don't think it's that she doubts that he thinks she's important, but maybe he'll think she's boring, because she probably kind of thinks like, this is boring, Wynonna now. So I think it takes an adjustment for sure.
Wynonna can never be boring.
Thank you.
And Tim, how do you think it like affects the relationship between Doc and Wynonna?
Well, yeah, I mean, it's such as we talked about it before, so I always feel like I just want to give you something fresh too, but it's so true. We left us happily ever after, and then it's fun to see what happens after happily ever after. And we had this analogy of we left them on the Harley, he's on the back with the woman he loves, and they're driving off into the sunset, and it's amazing. And then now we're literally like, so what happens when the bike runs out of gas and we got to push the bike now to the gas station? And that's kind of where we're at. But kind of what you said is what I also truly believe is like, the difference here is that Wynonna's going to be called back to save the day, because she carries the burden of being a hero, but she carries it alone. Yes, she's got a team, and there's a dark angel that's there, and there's a sheriff and an undead cowboy and a scientist and lots of people that love her and want to fight for her. But at the end of the day, it's always going to be her alone. And I think we explore that really cool in this special. Like, you're literally, think about, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Where you are at one point. And we get into it, and you've kind of been doing that as a character throughout every season. You know what I mean? But in this special, we really explore it. And there's something tragic there about two people trying to be in love and have a normal relationship. They're never going to forget. They don't stand a chance at normal, but that's literally, where they're at. And I also find it super exciting that that's what's exciting to these people, even though they won't admit it to each other, like the undead burdened hero and, the undead cowboy and the burdened hero, and they just kind of want to Netflix and chill a bit.
Yeah. And they've earned it.
Yeah.
Yes, they have.
Yes, they have. All right. So this next question is from a friend of ours and a fellow Earper, Suzanne, who wanted to know this. Tubi has been a friend to both of you, Tim with Terror Train and Mel with Clickbait Unfollowed. How has working with Tubi been different than working with the network? Like, can you say the F word more?
Was that person Suzanne Taylor by any?
Yes.
I plead the fifth, but yeah.
Love a good Suzanne Taylor question. You're the best. I to be honest, Tubi's been amazing from day one. Where we were before felt great. This is Wynonna, so there's always kind of going to be F-bombs and crazy and the shit's literally going to hit the fan. That's what we do. I think we do it better than anybody else. So, but I do think we're in a good place to shit. Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
In the best way possible.
Yeah. And I think we're reunited with our Josh Van Hout, who I got the chance to work with him on Clickbait Unfollowed, but in a totally different way. He's always been super supportive. He was the one who was like, you should direct. Like didn't really come from me. It came from him, I feel. And he's always been really supportive and encouraging. And I worked with him on Clickbait. We worked with him on Clickbait as writer, directors, Kat and I did. And just the way he even gives notes is so, it's not overbearing. Like, it's just like, here's 3 things, and and they're so insightful and helpful. And I feel like he's not a micromanager. He's not like into the nitty gritty. He's just kind of a guiding force that you just don't feel the shove. It's more like he guides you like the river. And so when you're with him, you just kind of feel supported. And so I'm so happy that Wynonna found its home where he was too, because he's just always been such a huge fan of the show and of us as people and of our careers, and will help us whenever we can. And
so then, considering Tubi, we know a lot of fans have tried to save their shows in the past and they haven't been successful. What sets Wynonna Earp apart from them?
I feel like it's a combination of a lot of things, but I think I'm going to blame Josh, Tim, and Emily, and Jordy too, like 724. But I think those, Tim had worked a lot with Tubi, and I don't know, like, I think it was between those 4 people. Tim has a very charismatic presence. I don't think you can put him in a room and he just says 3 words and people are like, I will buy that. It seems like. So I blame Tim mostly.
I think we have an incredible show that's just lightning in a bottle. And I think that the people who know that really know that.
Yeah.
So they're pretty loud and vocal about it. And I think that anybody who finds it kind of sees the lightning immediately. You kind of get it. And I think the main thing is that we're just really cheap and we should probably work for more money, but we don't. They can make us for, $10 Canadian. So that helps. I'm pretty sure that helps,
Yeah, and we actually found out today that the special is going to drop on Friday the 13th today. So we're very excited, and I think it's quite apropos that it is dropping on Friday the 13th. How do you feel about that date?
It's my new favorite, personally.
And have either of you seen the whole thing yet?
I have. I live in Toronto, where they were, I'm sorry, you're very busy and important, but I live in Toronto. And I was actually in the where we do ADR, which is our voice dubbing, and they were doing playback there. So they were like, well, while you're here, do you want to just go? I was there for a different project. They're like, do you want to come see the movie? And I was like, yes. And then I did, and I clapped. So cheesy. I was like, 'cause I saw it on the big, don't be mad, Tim, but I saw it on a big screen. Like, I saw it in a movie screen, and it was just, I heard it the way it's meant to be heard. Like, it was great. Oh, I almost gave a spoiler, but there's a part with you, Tim, where you know what you did, and I got to see it on the big screen.
Well, it's just among us friends here. You can tell us.
Yeah, do tell.
What I'm hearing is that we have to rent a theater and air this for everyone, like a room full of Earpers.
There's a way to do that. I highly recommend it.
Well, there's a convention coming up. I mean,
Oh,
got to be a way, right?
yeah.
But anyway, so looking at this, because we know it's going to be successful, what do you want fans to get out of seeing this, and where do you want to see your characters go on the subsequent ones that we know they're going to be making?
I'm so excited just because the Earpers are getting more. And I think everyone involved in this project knows how much everybody cares about it. So this is literally a love letter to all those people. A lot of people still, if you hear them, where's our season 5? We were promised season 5. It's the only time you'll ever see an angry Earper. It's about season 5, Wynonna. Don't bring it up. But we get this special, and this special is special in so many ways, and it's on a new network and it's fresh, and our characters go down a lot of different paths and journeys. Don't ask me where I want to go. I never know. I loved where we ended season 4. I love where my character ends the special. I really do. Everyone needs to know I love where we're leaving this. And if there's more, amazing. Sign me up tomorrow. I'm there for it. But I'll just leave it like as of right now. I make my peace. That's the Wynonna way of it. So just make your peace. You make your peace.
Same.
Okay, then. So to wrap it up, when my wife and I saw the trailer, 3 emojis immediately came to mind, and it was the poop emoji, the mind blown emoji, and a fire emoji. So we were curious, what 3 emojis would the 2 of you give to describe the special?
I'm taking the fire one.
Rainbow, the cowboy emoji, and the skull emoji.
Okay, I need 2 more. I thought we were doing it together. Okay.
Sorry. The ice.
Yeah,
ice.
yeah.
The frozen one.
The frozen one. Yeah, and also poop.
And kangaroo.
Kangaroo.
Yep.
Oh, I'm going to have to revisit that now.
Okay. Well, that's it for us. So thank you so much for your time, Melanie and Tim. We're looking forward to seeing the special on the 13th. Can't wait.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
I hope you find your way back to each other in presumably the same house.
Yes.
Yeah,
We're
pretty
actually
much in the same room. Have a good one.
Okay, pleasure.
Bye.
Bye.